to pick themselves up, make sure they come into this map with a fresh perspective, continue that momentum, and maybe there's a chance they can take us to Inferno. But it looks like NAVI, they're just going to be running straight into B.
Oh lord, quick aggression it is for NAVI, and the thing is though, Equipa so far holding up really, really well. The shots don't quite seem to be landing for NAVI at all, and with 5 players, that is now Equipa taking the pistol round. Also another bomb being planted, so unless they want to go for like a pistol force, it looks like NAVI will just be ecoing it out. And yeah, was a good counter flash, or actually no, not a counter flash, because their own flashbang blinding still 2 players, so perhaps the timing was a little bit off. Yeah, and that quite cost them the round.
I love D7 just jumping at the end there just to avoid the headshot, because the Glocks against the body armor do basically no damage, right? So she's just jumping to avoid the kill and manages to get away with it. So now these MP9s, they have a chance to farm up some cash. D7 chiming in again to find 2. Sana going to be, with this M4, actually going down. So that's a expensive loss if they're not able to retain this. The Hanka, she's going to go down in the end. Jenny chasing her down. There's MP9s farming up a fair bit of cash. The M4 recovered and no harm done, really. We're now going to go into the gun round, but with 3 MP9s. So this is a chance for NAVI maybe to fight back.
I think it's interesting to see how NAVI will play this one out. At least a deep smoke where 2 players are situated, but a lot of utility being thrown down deep on mid. Who knows what Lina can actually... Oh no! Lina can't do a single thing! She gets taken out! And in fact, that is a position Lina likes to play. Usually tries to push the smokes and try to work off mid through that positioning over at short. But looks like Equipa have done their homework and taken her out by using her utility really, really well.
Yeah, that's an unfortunate death for Lina. She runs past that Molotov, just trying to get ahead of it. But I think maybe the sound keys were heard by the CT, so just able to throw that nade through and just lands right at her toes. There's nothing you can do when you see that grenade coming through. You just accept your fate. Now NAVI, they're just spreading out. They do have the rifle advantage, so if they could just find an opening, there's a chance they can maybe make something happen here. It's like they're leaning towards a mid, potentially an A split here. You can see that Danu's got an advanced position in towards A main. You can hear a mid. Chance here for a kill. Actually brings 80 down quite low. Thing is, I don't know if she's going to be ready for Jenny also sitting here tucked in on the angle. It's going to be a bit of a bait and switch. We're trying to find this player, and Jenny just has to swing out. Vicky, it's going to clear it. What? That's insane. Vicky, you're a monster. She finds it. Now she got full donut control. Smoke comes through to deny Zana doing anything, and now NAVI have a real chance to take this round away. Oh, Zana the push through. Denies the bomb plant. She also finds Vicky as well. Finding everybody. Finds 3. Zana does it all in the end. Denies Vicky's antics paying off, and it's going to be 3 for Equipa.
Oh man, yeah. Again though, this positioning. You hate to see it. The Nate taking her off guard, but then again, oh man, the work and it's going back and forth the whole time. And every time you think, okay, NAVI, get back into it, 2 kills. It's Equipa with eventually the trades on the board, and with that, NAVI are out of money again. Just some pistols this time around, and so they're gonna go for a very aggressive and heavy push deep down side hole. In fact, actually, maybe sit back. Smoke is perhaps a little bit too much of a danger factor. Try the other way around, and now that one will smoke up.
Yeah, they're just trying to find anything here, but too many CTs. I like this double setup as well. D7, the perfect place to spray. Combines with Ada to take down all of these tricksy Ts. Oh, and Delta going to find Ada. Ooh, also finds D7, so that Tech Knight actually doing a fair bit of damage here. Doesn't find any more, but hey, a couple of kills is better than nothing.
Yeah, and with it, you know, it is Equipa having a very, very solid start, but Vika now with the open hand. I hope she can work her magic with that. Of course, Anna also has one in her hand. It's really going to be the battle already coming up here in round 5.
Yeah, and we're starting to get to a point where NAVI really do want to start maybe getting a couple of rounds on the board. I mean, we know it's a CT-sided map, but you really don't want to keep it to get away with this. I saw how strong that CT side was on Nuke. You don't want to repeat of that where you're the ones that have to stage that comeback. I don't doubt the resilience of NAVI, but I think they put up a little bit more of an assault here on their map pick. And once again be leading some players over towards A in that lane position, but I love this from D7 and Ada. They've taken aggressive control. Although that smoke has kind of alerted them to the play. D7 playing above it, just looking for anything. There's actually no one sitting on side at the moment. You can see Ada's playing a little bit cautiously here. They're worried someone might come out from cave, and D7, oh, they're going to try and fall back. It's the wrong timing. Lena actually pushes through at the right time to catch them. D7 gets the trade. And Hanka's also found her way really close up in Red House. This now gets really awkward for these CTs as these are about to come in.
Oh, I think they're a little bit tricky though. Jenny comes in right on time to try and hold back the NAVI push here onto the B-bomb site, but it's not going to happen with that. The bomb does get planted. We had a Molotov, well, at least delay things for 80 now. There is a kit close. Of course, 2 more players to still deal with. But the kit is picked up. Of course, the bomb is taken away, and I like the positioning there of Daniel, who's already slipped behind, and I'm not sure if that's going to get expected, but it doesn't even matter. Angelica straight peeks into her, and that's her taken off. So the first round now on the board for NAVI. And yeah, of course, it all started off with this trait fest initially, but good openings there from NAVI, and then eventually smokes onto the side, delayed things at least for Equipa to pick off of it. Good after-plan positionings, and with that, yeah, first round on the board.
Gets critical once. They can get a couple here, they'll be starting to feel a little bit better. Angelica's peaks are like something else, just the way she swings in. Oh, that nade, it's huge. You can see the body of Angelica goes flying. No chance to peak this round, and she goes airborne off the back of that. Lena also brought incredibly low off the back of just utility. Unconfirmed damage, but she definitely will be a little bit sore after that. I don't know if you're kind of left scratching their heads as to how they approach this. This aggression towards lane has really put a damper on their their initial moves.
That's a very, very painful Molotov, already dealing 50 damage onto Jenny. Yeah, with that, you can see Equipa is taking a little bit more of a passive approach here into this round. And yeah, NAVI very keen to set foot onto that B-bomb site. Oh, and right at the time, Equipa will smoke it off. And kind of expect NAVI not to perhaps be pushing up, but in fact, Ada is holding it, pick up 2 kills in the process. But with that, it is still Equipa being in a one-woman lead. Now the bomb will be pulled out, will be planted. Of course, now an after plan, they are not quite repositioned as of yet, and now the defense will come through. Oh, with this, there was one more for Hanka, but it's not going to be enough. Yeah, too little time to reposition, and you just need to hope that your straight aim will carry you through. But in this case, it's not going to be happening, and Equipa take back the round. Double up, in fact, now here for AD and Zana. Gonna be interesting to see how they will make use of that. Oh, look at that!
Airborne.
Flying.
What a great angle! Shout out to the observers for catching that one. That's one for the highlight reel. And off the back of that, they are going to have the full buy just because they did get that bomb plant down. Still 2 MP9s in the hand of Equipa. The spam through the smoke combined with the grenade. Jenny gets a kill onto Hanka. So many of these kills are happening without any players being spotted. You can see how Equipa, they are familiar with how to play this. They know how to spam, how to catch these players off. And now D7's going to get flashed through. There's a chance she can maybe find something, but the flash actually alerts to the presence, but it's a fake. It's Jenny in mid-house that actually gets the kill, but Lena pushes through the smoke and finds 2 of her own. So now we're in the 3-on-3, and now these players on the CT side, they have to scramble and try and put this one together.
It's not very ideal. Lina almost there. At the vision. Oh, onto Jenny. It's not going to happen though. Defense still alive and kicking. It looks like the bomb is going to make its way towards the A side, and already the CTs are expecting it, of course. And NAVI actually take their time, so that gives Equipa room to move up close, at least to be in time for a rotation. Lady needs to be sharp on the trigger, is exactly so, and that's the bomb now being dropped, and Jelka will trade her out. Now a lot of pressure onto her. She needs to find some more. She knows at least where the opera is set. 36 seconds. She could make a run for it, but it looks like she will try and hold on to the side, and that's a good kill. That's at least the opera out. And now Jenny just 15 HP, and she can perhaps guess where Jenny is situated. Flicks onto her, and even one single bullet was going to be enough, and that is NAVI just by a hair. But they do win the round now, so that's 2 on the board for them. Of course, I like Lina, and this is the thing. Lina always plays that position, tries to open things up and play sneakily around those smokes. Obviously, earlier, Equipa naded it. This time around, they weren't quite expecting it as much. But with that, they had 2 good openings, and they could open things up from there. And that means Equipa is onto the pistol, and they're going to be stacking up here over at the B-bomb side.
And Jelka's such a superstar. What a 1v3. That's one of the best clutches we've seen tonight. We've seen some pretty good ones. The way she played that, flashing off the AWPer and then catching her off guard. And such a versus Zana, and then Jenny so low that it's easy to find her. So perfectly played by Angelica. You can see why we flagged her as one of the 3 superstars of this NAVI squad, because really they are. With Angelica, Hanka, and Viku. And Angelica, we're going to see more of her sharp aim. I swear, she is maybe the sharpest aimer that we have in the Impact League. Some of these flicks to heads are so clean. And even when she has 180 onto them, she just finds them. And let's be careful here though, because there is Jenny sitting there on the other side. All of the Lina with the knife out. Doesn't expect to spot these players here. Now she has a bit of target practice, and Jelka finding one of her own. Hanka's actually going to try and clean these up with the map 10. Only finds the one though. NAVI get a clean 3rd round. The economy is still not in a great place for a keeper as well, so they're probably going to once again have to opt for some sort of lighter buy, which means NAVI have a real chance of building up a bit of a T side here and getting themselves into this game.
Yeah, and economy as well. You know, if you can hold on to all 5 of your players, that's a really strong thing to try and overtake Equipa eventually in rounds. Actually, Equipa is they're going to be using a tactical timeout here. Doesn't look like they will be investing into it, but perhaps try to use this time to bring a team together, see what they can improve on. Maybe not just for this round, but also just this first half as a whole. And looks like oh, never mind. Hello, Force Buy.
Yeah, once again, seeing a triple MP9 setup coming through. And, I can see why they're favoring this. There's a lot of very close angles on Ancient. A lot of, cheeky spots you can play. Obviously, B-side is famous for these around Cave and around Cheetah. But, even towards Donut, you can get away with some very tight angles. So there's always these choke points that the T's have to come through where the MP9 can actually chime in. Particularly if you're accurate with it. Viku, the nades are raining in, but this time not finding anyone. She's going to fall back, and Jelka now the one taking point towards round. Actually, the T's, they're going to decide to think better of this. They've seen all this response on the defense, and they're going to opt out. They'll take that bomb elsewhere, potentially over to the A site, which is the lesser defended of the 2 at the moment.
Oh, the timing though, Jenny. Sitting, waiting by the box. Oh, and she definitely hears Lina throwing all this utility over. Perhaps even knowing that it's a fake, that the CCs are not quite moving in yet. They actually want to clear out Lina's position. Perhaps having D7 sit close with the MP7. Ooh, what a timing. It's not going to work in their favor. And Lina can actually still sit here and keep all these CTs over at B as right now players over at A are just waiting for smoke to be fading. And Lena still can do so much. Perhaps even catch the rotation of God, because actually they're not expecting her to still be around this position, and a lot is gonna come down to 80 right now. Just an MP9 in hand, and we'll even get Molotov out. That is another kill for her at least, but instant trade, and now utility will start to rain to force the defense out, and that's the bomb now being planted.
Ooh, Hanka manages to survive by the skin of her teeth there. We're in the 4v4, but look at Lena's position. She's managed to wrap all the way through the B site into CT spawn. There's a bit of a timer here, though, because these CTs are starting to push through. Oh, here she comes. She finds the first, doesn't quite get the second. Ada's able to find her. The trades come back and forth. Hanka now, she's left alone in the 1-on-2, but these CTs, there's too many of them. They overwhelm, and despite that great flank there from Lena, it's not enough, and Equipa, they're going to bounce back and get their 6 on the board.
Oh, yeah, that's... it must be quite rough for Navi being in quite a good spot there in the round. But yeah, eventually the defense does come through, and even the MP9s, they swing and then they hit their shots as clean as you would like them to be. But now Equipa on 6 rounds. Of course, the money is still there for Navi. They can still buy up. And it looks like they're gonna go maybe a little bit aggressive here deep down mid. But now the utility will force them back just a bit. Now flashes come through, and they will have to clear out a lot of angles, because they know with a utility being thrown, there has to be some sort of presence here, so they need to be careful. And in fact, yeah, it looks like the strategy has changed a little bit, because the bomb again is heading towards that A bomb site.
Such a cheeky angle from 80 here, just posted up on top of that sign. It's a really hard clear. Actually, Zana's going to be able to get the first kill. This double donut lean, that might not be predicted either. Zana's able to fall back, and that's that angle coming into play. Just to get a fair bit of damage onto Viku. Throws a nade to do some as well, but Jetty and Donut is able to chime in. This defense so far is actually looking really solid. You can see that double donut setup pays off. Navi aren't able to find an opening, and they're forced to retreat. They make a decision now if they're going to try and find a different way into this round, or if they just opt to maybe hold on to these rifles. 40 seconds left. They've made their way into mid, so potentially looking to regroup and go through Donut this time. But Jenny is here waiting for them.
Oh, that's a shoulder being spotted. Jenny will instantly try and molly off. In fact, only maybe harm herself a little bit as far as vision goes. So that is now Jenny going down, though. Oh, it's a process. Things definitely favor Equipa here. Navi, their last player, Danu, goes down. Yeah, simply too little time also to work with. You know, just 10 seconds you need to run out. And hope for the best. In case at least try and die, otherwise you have no money left at all. But things are not looking as good here on that T side here for Navi.
Yeah, I think if they can get 5 rounds, I think that's actually pretty decent, because I've got a lot of confidence in their CT side on this map, particularly after we saw what happened on Nuke. I'm going to go for a fast one here towards B. The flash is great on the Ada, but she holds the line. The space from D7, doing everything it needs to. Zana as well, chiming in for one. Now Vicky is going to get taken down in the end, and yeah, I expect that the defense from Navi will be just as solid as their keepers. Navi, if they can get a few more rounds, 5 or 6, would be feeling pretty good, I think.
Yeah. It definitely seems like Navi is all about that CT side, that defense. Yeah, and the investment of Viku not quite paying off as of yet, just 5 kills for her. Of course, it is also a heavy investment, so the economy not always being in your favor, but here we go. The opening comes through for Viku. The good trade here by Hanka onto Angelika, so at least we'll keep the advantage into this round. But Ada, is sitting closely with Jenny, trying to work off of it. Oh, the smoke though definitely makes things a bit awkward, and Danu comes in from behind, catching Jenny up there off guard. Definitely a position where Jenny has been sitting quite a lot, so good read by Navi. And with that 2-player advantage, and they can pretty much, gamble as to where they want to go. Okay, maybe not. But now Ada grabbing the freebie over at the B-bomb site. But now, a lot of pressure onto AD. Does have an open hand. Oh, a quick scope. That's the bomb being dropped. Biku versus AD, both with an off in the process. Oh my lord, and Ada even grabs the kill with the pistol. What is happening? This all slipped away out of NAVI's hands.
That's, yeah, you gotta look back on that one and see where you went wrong, because the setup was perfect to begin with. Biku finds the opening as a great trade here. And then Jenny, she's in this position where she gets caught out by Danu just sitting in that smoke. She's a bit stuck there. And really, it comes down to 80, I think. She catches off that bomb and just manages to play it perfectly in A-holes, that advanced position, not able to be countered. And NAVI, they kind of fumble it there, unfortunately. The 4v2 going in the favor of Equipa. Let's take a pause as they sort of consider what their next steps are. Equipa already off to an incredible start here on NAVI's map pick. Seems like we've got the inverse of last half. Last night, where the opposite situation had occurred, where NAVI were off to an incredible start on Equipa's map pick. So see how closely contested these two teams are. And looks like B is going to be where this contest goes this time. Tech9 streaming into Cave. Ada and D7 here on the defense. Just going to spray down these players as they run through. Nothing they can really do against these upgraded rifles with just Tech9s. 3 of them go down, and Anka does actually find one on the trade. But going to be difficult to find anymore. Ada, that's a bit of a cheeky one. Anka, 1v4. Good player. That would be something else.
Yeah, NAVI definitely struggling a little bit more, obviously. This round wasn't the best, just some upgraded pistols, so perhaps sadly they can't take away another AWP, but yeah, a few kills coming through, but it's not quite gonna cut it, especially now this late into the half. The money for Equipa is simply too good, so they're pretty much set. Yeah, and NAVI, ideally you want to have 5 rounds now. You want to win these 2 in a row to have a good shot at winning it in the second half, making the comeback. Now Viku is trying once more with the ARP. A little bit of trouble vision with the utility there. She won't be able to pick off and grab a kill just yet. I like D7 spamming through it. And Joke, at least in the process of being tagged up. Oh, but the positioning of Hanka, being so passive and just waiting for the CTs to make a mistake and try and push. And yeah, go a little bit aggressive, perhaps a bit too much. It's at least the opening. Then the process, though, 2 players on the NAVI side are incredibly low.
Yeah, but I love this response from D7. She catches the perfect timing here. Gonna find one, almost a second. Oh, she transfers too early. It's not quite enough. They were able to get the call over the comms at M4 with silence. It's not always clear where it's coming from, but Vicky comes out immediately. 2 players have been brought low. There is a chance for Equipa to still find this one, but that bomb is making its way over to the A site. There is just 80 here at the moment, and she's just got an AWP. She's going to have to go big if she wants to keep Equipa in this round.
Oh, D7 not such a good shot. Perhaps, yeah, maybe trigger discipline didn't quite work in her favor, and now Danu picked up 80 in the process, but we of course know so far Ada and Zana have been doing a great job here for the Equipa side. Oh, but now so many angles to take care of. That's at least 2 kills coming through, and things might get a little bit dicey. Lena does hold on to it, leaving just Zana now to clutch it out. 1v2. Oh, she tries to come out, but yeah, sadly, it won't be happening. That is at least the AWP transferred over. They're quite a costly one still for NAVI. It all started off with just this heavy aggression, and D7 not quite making that push work, sadly, and that led, of course, NAVI having the player advantage and then winning it in the after plant positionings. And now we're in the last round of the first half. NAVI still, of course, behind, but there's potential to grab at least 5.
Yeah, I love the way NAVI played that. Just very responsive, making the right calls. The post plant was great, the setup there. If Lena had gone down, there was a real chance that maybe it would slip away, but able to get their 4th here. Now they have to see if they can push this any further. AD has gotten really far into A main, but the Molly has alerted Danu to her presence there. Just the fact that she's there makes it so difficult to push any further because you have to clear every one of these awkward little angles if you want to make it into the A side. So even if she falls back here, the fact that she was present there is enough to just slow down any A take at this stage. So now NAVI have to decide where they're going to go. It does look like they're going to pop out towards B. Lena gets info on 2 players there. They're running this double setup once again. They've done this a couple of times now. The flashes and the utility coming through. No one's getting out the victor at the moment. The spam going to bring Ada's health down a little bit. It's not quite enough to do any damage. And Jenny sitting back on this tight angle. Finds kill onto Angelica. That's going to be the player advantage going the way of Equipa. And that clock has actually ticked quite low in the meantime. We're down to 30 seconds left.
Another flash will come through. Though perhaps the rest of the utility a tap it late. Still a lot of room for these CTs to work with. Oh, and yeah, not an additional flash. The flash will come through now, but already after the CTs have gotten 2 kills, now a third. Leaving just Lena to try and hold on. But yeah, 1v4 in just 10 seconds. This seems highly unlikely. And with that, in 11-4 half, we will go to a short break. But after that, we will be back.
Inside out, show your face and let everybody see you. You're gonna tell it to the world, even when you might get hurt, but that's the price. But you feel so alive when you only just show it all. I just keep running around, but I can talk about it.
And welcome back, everybody. We're jumping into the second half of this second map here between NAVI, Javelins, and Equipa. It was Navi's map pick here on Ancient, but didn't put up most convincing T side. And they're going to have everything to prove here on the CT if they want to take this 2-0.
Oh, yes, and now, of course, look at this. Navi is just going to be stacking that B side and running through as soon as they don't spot a single player. In fact, Equipa now made a run for that A side, but Angelica has now found Jenny. It's at least a nice opening kill, but the bomb at the same time will be planted. So at least that is secured. And look at that. Zana comes in with the tap. Angelica, though, everything seems to be firing back for Equipa. As soon as they get a kill, they get traded. Oh, look at this. Even oh, my lord, this hit. Oh, with that, Viku does manage to defuse the bomb. Oh, my lord, Navi steal away that round. And, yeah, well, that's now their 5th on the board.
Oh, Edie, she went a little bit too far to the left. That would have been such a great way to stop the bomb defuse. It was, like, I think the perfect call, just jumping through. The tag had been in place, so all it would have taken was one knife swipe to do the job, but couldn't quite find it. Is going to put Equipa onto the eco here. A couple of pistols in play, although Viku is going to spray him down here with the M4. Finds 3. If you find any more, no, it's going to be Lena chiming in for one and Delta for the other. So that's shut down pretty quick here. And Navi already off to a good response here on the CT side, getting the pistol and the conversion. It's going to be the real test here, though, as Equipa are going to bring out those AK-47s and see if Navi's defense is as solid as Equipa's was.
And now, as far as weaponry goes, these are pretty even on the board. AKs, Galils, but also FAMASs and M4s. Probably where the key is going to come in. That's the utility game. Who's going to take control where? And so far, a lot of fake kills coming here through on mid and short. Now, one player fallen on both sides. Things have instantly slowed down a little bit. Keeper hasn't made up their minds as of yet to where they want to go to. Just try and see where they can play. Oh, I love this. DQ, the trigger discipline, does grab one as soon as the second player won't come through. Of course, you want to prevent them from walking back and perhaps walking into you, turning around. That's a good opening. And even through the smoke, almost killing D7 in the process. Yeah, good start here for Navi in this round.
Yeah, looking really calm and collected here. Playing these engagements perfectly. I love Viku getting up close and personal there, and then considering the trigger discipline, but doesn't see a second player coming through, so figures may as well take the kill. Smoke can protect her still, and it does. So a great opening kill from her. In fact, opening 2 kills from Viku. She's also repositioned to Donut here, so denying any entry into there, but it is actually B once again where this bomb will be going. Zana is going to find that opening. Angelica's here on site, drops the bomb from D7. It's just Zana here. She does find Angelica. So in the 2-on-2 now, there's a chance for this bomb to come in and get planted, especially with that Molotov being jumped deep. Viku on this flank is going to be critical if Navi wanted to do this retake.
Oh, not expecting Viku to come in from ramp there. Of course, Ada will certainly be aware and will be mollied off, will be forced out, and she will swing and try. But with 19 HP, Viku still remains alive and can get the kill instead. So at least a good start here in the second half, now 2 rounds in a row. And yeah, this so far super solid. I like though the way that Equipa tried to open things up, but as soon as Viku got the kill there, yeah, the control that the CT's had kind of spiraled down for Equipa, eventually losing it in the after plan as well. Get retake, but yeah, now of course back to the pistols. It is the economy for Equipa has been lost. And this is now the moment for Navi Javelins to come back closer.
Yes, this is where it gets scary. If they can make this one clean, they'll be getting very close to equalizing this. So just 3 rounds in it. 4 at the moment. There is certainly a chance for Equipa to steal this one away. They've got very deep control towards Donut here. So that's a great advanced position. The CTs haven't really responded. There are 2 on site. And Viku is close by with that orb, so can support Donut. Gets flashed and actually gets caught off guard here Hanka's going to be the one that's tested here. She's alone on site. Gets taken down by Zana as well. That 1D gets fantastic. Takes her head clean off. That smoke also going to deny Viku being able to come back into this. Now NAVI have to make a choice if they're going to go for this or if they decide to save. But Angelica is going to be the one that looks for the aggression. But again, the smoke coming through, denying any entry into this site.
Viku tries to scope, tries to see if there's a player close by, but in fact, Jenny takes her down with just the pistol as well. Yeah, leaves Angelica as the last and lonely player on the Navi side, and with that low of an economy, at least in her hands, it's best to just try and hold on to that and fall. And with that, another round, finally for Equipa. Didn't come without a cost, of course. The 3 players lost, but their money is in quite a good spot that they can afford that. On the Navi side, you can see Danu will just have to hold on to a FAMAS for now. Not the most utility, just Lena with a full stack. But they can go for yet another try, especially with Viku on the op.
Yeah, I think that one of the key differences here between these two teams on Ancient so far is I don't think Navi... I don't think NAVI really got away with any of those rounds on their T-half, whereas Equipa, they managed to get away with the half by there. Just upgraded pistol is doing all that needed to be done. I can't make too many more mistakes because that round difference is getting bigger and bigger. Once again, it's going to be a bit of aggression towards the A side. Smoke's coming into mid to keep the CTs interested. They're going to be taking a little poke around here. Bit of a passive line held by the CT. She's managed to get up quite deep here. Oh, she gets spotted. Danu playing around the side boxes. Has a chance to shut this down. Does find the kill. There's actually no one here to trade it either. So despite that aggressive play, it doesn't actually result in anything. Danu hoping no one saw that, but I did. And now, Equipa, they are going to group back up to A with that bomb. It does look like they're going to be making another play onto this side.
Again, 30 seconds left. Of course, the good thing is the utility game of Navi is quite low. But if they're going to just walk and creep in here, who knows? Oh, no, that's an exactly perfect calculated nade. Taking Daniel out of the equation. And now Hanka fallen as well. Only 1 trade, so at least on the scoreboard, things are even out again. I like the smoke, at least a bit of a gap for Lena to work with. Ooh, now strikes with the Obdo. Instantly traded. Almost the lineup there for Zana. It does go down, leaving the pressure onto Jenny. Gets tagged in the process. Now, of course, she might be able to take down individual battles, but might also get overwhelmed. That's at least the first kill for her. She needs to play the waiting game. Oh, Viku comes so incredibly close, and the pistol will have to do it. So incredibly close, but Equipa, they do take the round 7-13, and it looks like Equipa is on their way to steal now Navi's map pick, perhaps.
Yeah, they're looking actually surprisingly good on this T side. I wasn't expecting so much aggressive picks. Jenny just plays this clutch so well. She finds a second nade there in that hold. Managed to throw 2 HGs at them. Just chipping them down and playing with these corners. And yeah, Navi, they're not able to find her. She manages to sneak that one away. Hit them up to the 13th now, and Navi's economy is not in a good place. $2,000 across basically the board, which means Equipa are going to be looking down at that 14th round. And yeah, unless this PT50 Alina can do something special. Let's see what they actually decide to do on this pistol buy. Looks like a lot of aggression towards mid, where Zana is sitting, waiting with that ult. Gonna find one for free. Here to get the info on these players pushing out. Now it's just a shooting gallery, taking them all down. With that, you see Equipa get onto 14. Double the rounds of NAVI. If I'm NAVI, I'm feeling a little bit worried.
Yeah, this might definitely look like Inferno is up ahead. And of course, the money is there for Navi to buy into this, but yeah, maybe the money is not the needed. Just some rounds on the board, of course. I like the control that they're taking here right on mid. It's definitely a position a keeper likes to play. But of course, they also don't need to get punished. Oh, that's 2 for 1 again. Only Hanka being able to trade out 80. With so much control, and D7 lands another kill on top of it. They try to gain control elsewhere, but it looks like they're just going to be running into players or one by one. And the defense simply crumbling. Of course, now the B side is completely open. And with that, they could easily just get the bomb down.
Yeah, Equipa just seems to have the read on exactly how NAVI want to play this. They've got players in the perfect position. That time they've got the advanced angle towards window there. They're able to swing out and have those duels into mid, supporting their players towards elbow. And then Sana just sitting back, holding ramp, finds a kill for free. They are aware of how NAVI are liking to push this. I think that they've done their research, perhaps expecting Ancient to come out. You got to wonder, Equipa not going to be up on their 15th, in a very good place to take this map. And they were so close to Nuke as well. So really proving to be a bit of an upset here. As you know, we did expect NAVI to be the favorites coming into this. Obviously not writing them off at any stage. Inferno is the decider if we do get there. But this Ancient looking very good for Equipa.
Yeah, for sure. Just to control, they have a good read onto what Navi likes to do, how they like to change things up. So when Navi is just like, okay, let's try and play out mid. Keep definitely keen to still hold on to that control. Something, of course, they definitely love to do and apply pressure from. You can see Navi, it doesn't seem to be ready. Maybe a bit too shaky. The pressure getting to them. Who knows? Navi's definitely a very emotional team. We could see it just after their win at the first map, how euphoric they were. So perhaps now with things maybe not going quite their way, it could also get a bit into their heads.
Yeah, I think you just treat the rest of this map as a bit of a reset. Try and keep your heads in this game. Get a few more rounds on the board, a bit of confidence built up. Then be thinking about how you can secure the win on Inferno. Moment. Looks like they're going to go for an aggressive play towards B ramp. Going to get a flash down. So this is a good bit of aggressive control getting taken towards lane. Shut the T's out here, who are forced to sit behind it. The smoke going to come through and block any path into the B side at the moment. It's a good start from Navi. See how they respond to it. The T's are just sitting on the other side, so they're acting like they do want to contest this. No smoke going to slow down any hope of that at the moment.
Oh, Angelica goes down by the Molotov. You hate to see it. Looks like Lina does want to hold on to this control, though. It's quite aware, of course, where the T's are positioned, but with just an MP9, it's not the most ideal weapon to have in your hands. And yeah, now again, the B side is completely open. Of course, the T's don't quite know that. They are still quite passive, trying to see what the CTs are going to be doing. Actually, with that, the defense has now arrived. Can perhaps delay things a tad bit, but now the flashes will go over, and the take will be there. Of course, with the CT's close, who knows what can happen, but oh man, the spray is completely off. Hanka not being able to do it, but okay, Danu and VQ able to at least trade some things out, but leaves all the pressure now onto Danu with the last woman standing. Ada is tagged up in the process, but still, there's 3 players to find the shots. They do not seem to be hitting, and Equipa steal away the map of Navi, and that means we're gonna go to a third map.
Look how excited they are. You can see how hyped 80 was. Just super hyped up. Ada all smiles across the scene. Oh, it's so lovely to see these girls fight back here. Evening up the series 1-1, which means we're going all the way. The series is completely delivering. Both these teams fighting as hard as they can for that last